welcome to this new video for my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera, and today I'm going to be reviewing a story called I Capture the Castle. I shall be reviewing the book, which was written by Dodie Smith and published in 1948, and its movie adaptation, which came out in 2003 and stars Romola Garai, Rose Byrne, Bill Nighy, Henry Cavill, Tara Fitzgerald, Henry Thomas, and Mark Lucas. Before I begin though, let me just say that this will be a spoiler-free video, so you can sit back and enjoy. Okay, so I've always enjoyed watching period dramas, and ever since my early teens, I've had a thing for British actors and British period drama productions. So when I was a teenager, I discovered this movie called I Capture the Castle because it starred Romola Garai and Bill Nighy, actors that I've loved for many years. So I saw the movie and I really enjoyed it. And I recently rewatched it for this review, but I wouldn't be surprised if 10 years or something passed between the first time I saw it and this one, because it's not an easy movie to find. But many years ago, when I first learned that it was based on a novel, I knew that I wanted to read it one day. And finally, in January 2020, I was at this bookstore and I saw it, and at once I picked it up and I bought it, and then I read it like in 3 days. Set in the 1930s in London and the English countryside, this is a story of the Mortmain family. James is the father, a once famous author suffering from writer's block. Topaz is his second wife and stepmother to his 3 children. She is a model and embraces a bohemian way of life. The eldest child is Rose, a beautiful girl, followed by Cassandra, the 17-year-old narrator of the story, and then comes Thomas, a schoolboy. They are an original family in more ways than one. For example, they live in the crumbling ruins of a medieval castle, but they are poor since nobody really works for a living. Anyways, the story starts when Cassandra is on the brink of womanhood, and her family and her meet the Cottons, these really wealthy neighbors. There's Mrs. Cotton and her 2 bachelor sons, and so, without giving too much away, we see what happens when a 17-year-old girl falls in love for the first time. I give I Capture the Castle, both the book and the movie, a 5 out of 5 stars review, and highly recommend them. Why? I'll start with the novel. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it so much, but I did. J.K. Rowling once said that Cassandra was one of the most charismatic narrators she'd ever met, and I think she is right. The way she sees the world is at times funny, and then she's like wise beyond her years, and I really love the way that we see her leaving childhood behind and start to embrace womanhood. I could relate to her and to her sister Rose for a lot of different reasons, and overall I found all of the characters very likable. Also, there's something very romantic, in my opinion, about living in the 30s in the ruins of an English castle in the countryside in genteel poverty, so that idea is very original. But yeah, I can't really think of anything bad to say about I Capture the Castle. It has some really gorgeous lines, the writing style is superb, I couldn't get enough of it, and it was only when Cassandra falls in love for the first time that I found her a little annoying. But this is only because I'm way older now and thought her behavior childish, and I wanted to like box her ears or something. But then I remembered that I was like her in a way when I was a teenager, so the author does a good job in constructing and developing this character into a believable, relatable one. As to the movie, which is not a perfect adaptation, I enjoyed it today as much as I did back when I was a teenager. As I read the book, I kept picturing the actors in my head, and I think they do a nice little job of condensing some of the plot lines. Plus, I noticed that they took care to show some quirky little details that made the novel so enjoyable and original, so that was great. And it was really funny to see really famous actors like Henry Cavill and Rose Byrne back when they were sort of beginning their careers, knowing what awaited them. Finally, I used to think that I Capture the Castle meant that Cassandra had sort of owned the place where she lived her childhood and left them behind towards the book's end, but now I think that it just means that she's capturing this way of life in her journal, but maybe both interpretations are correct, I don't know. It's just a detail I wanted to mention. But yeah, for the moment I believe that this is all I have to say about this story. Thank you so much for watching my review of it. Please let me know if you enjoyed it or not, as well as what are your own thoughts regarding the book, the movie, the author, anything that's relevant. In the description box below you can find a link to the book's Goodreads page, as well as a link to the movie's IMDb page. And well, I'm Caro Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're in the world. I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye!